Yay! Someone! They finally give me an M3! They're crazy.
Frag Out!
Before I get driving, let's talk about the M Sport series. Now, I'm not going to bang on about the whole history and be really boring, but it's worth mentioning that the BMW M3 is a real staple of the M Sport series. The E30 back in 1986 was the largest amount of cars that they ever produced at the time, and then the E36 smashed that record in 1992. Before jumping behind the wheel of this one though, I've done a little bit of research, and the modern day M3, I'm a little bit worried about its place in the BMW family. With the emergence of the M2 and the M4, and obviously you've got the M5 that we drove the other week and the M6, I'm just worried about its place. Does it still have its place in the family? The new M3, this is the 2010 version, that we've been given here by Trade Price Cars. The new BMW M3 that's out is a 4-door. The M4 has been outselling that quite comfortably. So again, question marks are surrounding the M3 in my opinion. Has it lost its place? Let's find out. Start. Hell no! What was I worried about? This car certainly is timeless. It's the BMW car for driving purists. The naturally aspirated V8 engine is different to the M5 that we drove the other week. It's got a raw sound to it that cannot be topped in my opinion. Now, if this car and that car, that M5 that we drove the other week, were next to each other, I've no doubt that the M5 would be gloating that it was quicker. However, this would be looking down on that M5 engine, kind of like tutting at it, like, you don't make them like me anymore. And they certainly don't. The new M3's out. It's not got an engine like this. With all the assistance turned off, the tyres will spin up and then you whack it into second and it literally wants to put you in that ditch over there. And also the gear changes aren't as seamless when you got the old flappy paddles on as the M5 and the M4, the more mature older brothers. This, when you do change it into gear, it wants to sort of kick you in the head a little bit, or makes you feel like you've been kicked in the head a little bit. Am I saying all these things as positives? Yes I am, because it feels like you're actually driving a car rather than being driven. On that point, when I want to go fast, I have to drop it down and rev the absolute granny out of it, like that. Whereas when I was driving the M5 the other week, the turbo was just doing all the work. You seamlessly got up to a very fast speed without even trying. This one makes you work for it, and I respect her a little bit more because of it. It makes me feel like a racing driver when I am definitely not a racing driver. Now this car in particular makes me feel like a racing driver because of the sheer look of it. Now you might have noticed that it looks a little bit different to the standard M3. That's because it has a competition pack attached to it. Now what does that mean? I can hear you all saying, and what does it mean to to your bank balance as well. Well, it costs £3,000 roughly to add the competition pack on, and it will give you 19-inch wheels, slightly bigger wheels. It will make you a little bit lower, and it will make the engine sound a little bit louder. Now I've just done that to show off a bit. Is it necessary? Probably not. I know people that have driven M3s that haven't had the competition pack. It's not essential, but I think I made up a new saying: once you go competition pack, you do not go back. I can't see that catching on, but it adds that little bit extra bite to the looks and the sound of the already fantastic V8 engine.
Come on! Look at that exhaust! Oh, look at these arches! Carbon fibre everywhere! Oh, Pilot Super Sports, let's get on the track! Oh, look at that M3 door seal!
Now, mentioning this car you could put in a pack of supercars, you might think, why would you not get the GTS model? Well, I'll tell you why, because that's £100,000. That's a huge amount of money. Now, you're looking at around about £40,000 more than this model we have here. And I can assure you, this would not disappoint even the most eccentric of drivers. Now, the M3 is one of those cars that doesn't instantly blow your socks off, but its unchanged 4-litre V8 performance is astonishing. 0 to 62 stays at 4.6 seconds with the optional 7-speed dual clutch gearbox. A few cars can match the M3's all-round ability, well, I think anyway.
I've always had a problem with the M3, or 3 Series in general. From the outside, I think they're stunning cars, absolutely beautiful, but on the inside, whenever I've seen them, they've always just come across a little plain, like they could be doing more. But sitting in it now, I'm eating my words. I thought this was plain and boring, but it's not. It's leather, it's got really nice stitching. Everything, it's just a nice place to be. It's classy and it's sophisticated. It's got the paddle shift. Simple. Up, down. No buttons like on the Porsche. Paddles. You feel like you're working with the car. Press the M button, everything goes from classy and sophisticated into beast mode. Love it. Love it. The noise the exhaust makes on a downshift is second to none. It's perfect. Such a good note. And you put your foot down and the rev counter lights up. And this car will rev all the way to 8,300 revs. That's a lot. You have to, it's like you have to work for your pace in this. I don't mind. The sound like that is fantastic. I've not driven the new M3, 3-litre, twin turbo, straight 6. It's going to sound different, of course it is, it's a turbo. Did they make the right move? This car attracts a lot of attention. People look at you for one of 3 reasons. One is, it's an M3. You know, it's a beautiful looking car, people want to look at it. Second is, people hear it, so they look at it. And they carry on looking, because it's an M3. Third one is, this has got the competition pack on it, so it's a bit louder. People look at you, even when you're only going 30, because it's so loud, they think it's a Formula 1 car. They genuinely believe you are breaking the speed limit when you aren't. Should have an ASBO. The BMW ASBO. I like that. Oh, it sounds so good. Want one. When it's in M Sport mode, everything is louder, everything is punchier, everything's more aggressive. You really have to concentrate. You just feel, I mean this sounds corny, but you just feel at one with this car when you're driving. It doesn't matter that, you know, the numbers of the car are irrelevant. 4 litre V8, 2 ECD settings, 420 brake, I think it was, 420. Does not matter. I'm not bothered. I'm only bothered about how this drives and how I feel when I'm in it. Out of all the cars we've driven, this is the one I'm going to be so sad about giving back. So sad. I could drive this all day.